Sundays, waking up and reading her columns, Funny Bone. It was so interesting because there are so many relatable stuff, and thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and privilege.
Thanks everyone and your experience which they carry for their career growth. Yeah, we teachers can just support. We are just a path for you all to make higher goals and achieve higher. Yeah, thank you.
And I just would like to make an announcement since Twinkle Khanna is here that we have tied up with just signed an MOU with the KES, that's the Car Education Society, for the Bandra Center, and we are going to have a new location for Bandra. So and it's a bigger space.
Jeremy, I think when you are planning a space, you need perfection completely. And then once your foundation is seamless, then you can add chaos on top. But your first stages, all the way to from your space planning to your electricals, plumbing, whatever, you definitely need perfection. Because if you don't have perfection there, you'll have a disaster. So I think you need both. You need perfection and then you need a little bit of chaos. Agreed. So if homes could talk, what do you think most Indian homes would complain about today? I need more space. There are too many people inside me.
Alright, so the next one is you have balanced functionality with sense of wit. Do you design for beauty first or for real life aesthetic?
And temporary structures. So everything else has to be functional, and you have to mix aesthetics in that, but functionality first, always.
Perfect.
What's one interior trend you secretly hope disappears forever? I don't think there are trends that ever disappear. It's a cycle, they keep coming back. What I really hope stops happening is that people keep thinking that they can have a space, at least in residential, which looks like it's out of a magazine, and they'll bring you pictures and they'll say, recreate this. And they'll want something which is, in Venice and Warsaw, where nothing matches, and I think that is perhaps something that should change. Absolutely.
Perfect. Do you see parallels between styling a room and styling an outfit?
We were just talking about it, and I think fashion and interiors are completely meshed because style is basically it's the way you look at the world. It's in everything you do. It can be in the way you dress, in the way you do your house, the way you lay a table, in everything. So I think that definitely somebody who has a strong sense of aesthetics, it will reflect in all aspects, and definitely in interiors and fashion. I don't know anything about fashion, I have to be honest. I dress myself the way that I do interiors, a strong base, and it'll be sort of structural, and then I'll add a little bit of, fluff on top to make it look pretty. That's it.
Well, that's fabulous.
It'll look absolutely stunning. So, what role does storytelling play in residential design today? I don't think it's only today. I think there's a narrative in design, in interior design, probably from the very beginning. It is the story of our civilization. It is who we are. And I went to Marrakesh and I went to see this Jardin Majorel, which is this beautiful, and the most iconic piece of architecture, and it's this beautiful indigo blue. And the reason that that blue came to Marrakesh was because an artist came from the Mediterranean and he brought it there. Now Marrakesh is known for that. Or I went to Jodhpur and I saw this entire lane of blue houses, and you realize that those houses are painted blue because it was a mark that the Brahmins created to show that they were Brahmins. So even a color, there's an entire story of culture and civilization behind that. And so it's all storytelling, fashion, design, skills, only storytelling.
Okay, so what according to you makes a space feels couture?
I don't look at things as couture. I don't think that a space has to feel couture. A space has to feel that it belongs to the person who lives there, or if it is a commercial space, a space that other people can coexist, and somewhere that there's harmony in design, in colors, in textures. So I don't really believe in this couture thing.
So how do you translate a client's personality into a physical space without making it feel forced?
Sometimes you can't. I mean, you have clients who come up with really bizarre things. I had a client who decided that they wanted a house that was, again, blue, but a Savaria blue. This were the exact words. Didn't work. Then they wanted French. Another client would wanted only French furniture and wanted it done here. And we are not very good at that sort of carving. Our carving is based on our Mughal designs, and so it's kind of thicker and it's not that refined, and we don't do that well. So you have to sometimes put your foot down. Not in the beginning. Please don't do it in the beginning. In the beginning, if they tell you, please create, I don't know, a palace from somewhere in France, please do it. In the beginning, don't say no to anything. Just do it, and then eventually, once you establish yourself, then you start putting your foot down. Right.
Oh, nice. Is there any one design rule that you would love to break?
A lot of people, when they talk about rules, they believe that breaking rules is a mark of genius. But first, you must know the rules. I mean, when they look at a Picasso and they say, oh my God, a 7-year-old can do that. But Picasso actually could do absolutely fantastic realistic paintings. So once you know the rules, you can break them. I don't believe in this breaking rules business as well. I believe that you should follow the rules and then add your own stamp on that. So it's not about breaking. You have to follow the rules, especially in interior design, because it's a functional space.
So the last question for today is, since you are part of the show Too Much with Kajol and Twinkle, how do you design the outfits you wear in accordance with the set design?
I have to be honest, I kept complaining about the set design. I wasn't thinking about anything else. I kept complaining about it. So yeah, we did try and blend in, but it was a very difficult design to sort of, it was, again, so the rules of design, for example, or the lighting plays such a big part because you wanted it to be loud and exuberant. The design of the set matched that. Whereas if you wanted a more intimate sort of show, then the lighting would be very different. It would be sort of darker. The colors would be more muted, because design also influences the way that people behave in that space. And that is something that we really forget all the time.
So true, so true. This is an everyday struggle for every episode, I believe.
Alright, so now from segment 1 of questions, let's move on to segment 2. Let's take it on a little lighter note.
So I'm going to be careful.
So Anushi, you want to start?
Sure. So the first scenario is a client who says, I trust your vision completely.
Lie.
So maximum red flags in the house for this. So we have started with the red flag, guys. Alright, so the next situation is, since most of the students are into Pinterest, and it's like, for this generation, it's one of the thing. Like, I can't say good or bad, but it's a thing for them. So Pinterest boards with 147 references, but no direction. Oh, consistency with red flag.
Designers who design for Instagram first. Okay. Fair.
So maybe like aesthetics matters, like that. Yeah. Okay, so the next question is, like, the next situation is luxury without comfort. Oh, so we have a unanimous poll for this.
But all the people wearing heels, please put a green flag on.
Maybe you can wear green heels.
Perfect. She said it. Hiring friends.
15. The audience poll is also 50-15, and ma'am actually raised the green flag. Yes, ma'am?
And if you disagree with your friend, how are you going to be like, this is not done?
If it's a good friend, I know their abilities, and if they're not good, I won't hire them. Right? I'm going to hire the friend who has the ability to do the job.
So it's basically know your friends. Okay, the next situation is calling yourself a thought leader. Calling yourself a thought leader.
I have to say that this is more a masculine trait than a feminine one. Very few women stand up and say, I'm a thought leader. You see a lot of tech bros doing that.
Mixing high street with hot. Yeah.
Can I see everyone's flag because I can see only few of them?
Let's raise the
Okay, so
flag.
majority with green flag, okay. Okay, the next one is quite Instagrammable again. It's one of the trend that all white interiors in Indian home.
Lovely, I love these flags.
Yeah, so we have one company to ask for the mothers. They definitely know how to do it. So of course it's a red flag for most of them. You want to add on something?
No, I'll say, I mean, haldi is great for health and terrible for interiors, and we use it all the time. So no all white.
This is my personal nightmare. Oversharing on social media.
Again, we have a unanimous red flag, except for one green. Yeah, can we have you here? Why it was like, can we please have you here? Please come ahead. I'll come there, right?
The thing is, I'm an extrovert, so I keep telling and yapping about myself.
अरे लेकिन
That's
अभी
what I
हो
think
रहा है ना
That's a green
तो
flag.
समझो होगा ना उधर जाना
I think that's fair. That's fair. Take it.
Last statement or last situation for this particular round is designers with bigger egos than budgets. Yeah. Yeah, I'm repeating it. Designers with bigger egos than budgets. Okay, so we have one alumni who will say about, and Twinkle Ma'am as well. So first we'll go to Arp and then we'll close this session, like, this particular segment with Twinkle Ma'am's opinion on it. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Because you have to dream, and your dream has to be really, really big, and only then can you reach everywhere. If your dream is already curtailed by your budget, then where are you going to reach? So you have to dream big.
Okay, so again we are asking the same question and we'll see what opinion and what flag comes. Designers with bigger egos than budgets. This is like a plot twist. We changed the plot. Absolutely, absolutely right.
That was brutally honest and very relatable. Let's now. What ma'am? Good fun, yeah. So now let's move on to our last segment, which is a wordplay, and it's a little charades game where everyone's going to participate with all of us.
I like this when everyone else is also doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
It's not just on me. Great.
Of course, we're here together right now. All right, so we're keeping the energy going with a quick round of 10 words, and let's call Tanisha. Can we have Tanisha here? Come. You're gonna be our first one to act out the word. We're all gonna guess, okay? Guys, be ready. It's like, yeah, it's charade.
So the game goes like, we will give Tanisha or whoever volunteers a word and they will act it. They will not say anything, they'll act it. And all of you, as well as Twinkle Ma'am, you have to guess the word. A single word, yeah.
Mood board, yes.
Yes,
that is
mood
the
board.
right one.
Oh, oh.
I just heard somebody say it. Can we have Niyati? Niyati?
Alright, Niyati.
Dramatically?
Something fake applaud, maybe.
Dramatic.
What
Okay,
is
so
that?
something similar or on the similar lines of sarcasm. Satire, yes.
Yes, that's the word. That's right. Khushbu ma'am, where are you? You're next.
Okay, so we have a faculty, so let's give something on those lines.
Let's hear it for her, guys. Cheer her up.
Deadline.
Oh, so this word is faculty's favorite word. They always give a deadline, so it was quite easy game for her.
Can we have Purva? Create. Curate.
Curate. So you curate.
Next word is for you. So I'm gonna show you what the word is gonna be in that. Okay.
Alright.
Let's call it Varsha. You cannot speak.
चाय पे चर्चा.
Only English words.
He is the second word. Narrative.
Yeah.
Perfect, very good.
That's right.
Nice.
Pallavi ma'am.
Okay, before we give this word to Pallavi ma'am, now this is basically there are two words. So I'm just mentioning there are two words. Statement piece, yes.
Let's have Shraddha now.
Quite popular. So when you play dumb charades, no, if it's dumb charades, so that's what she's saying. If this is English, what does this and this? Is this what you're trying to say? Language?
That's right.
Okay, we have answer from Twinkle ma'am, it's vernacular. Good one, Shraddha.
Amazing. So for our last word, I'm gonna call Naina.
So, Nana ma'am. Come on, something with drama.
Come on, guys, last word. Shraddha, you know the word? Yes, that's
Perfect.
it. That's it.
Dramaturgy.
You said dramaturgy. Yes. Live. I think so. Yeah, Sagar, now we're gonna move on to our photo session and some certifications.
In your life before this time?
I never dreamed about being on stage or at a design school. I don't believe in wish lists. I believe in to-do lists. I just tick it off every day, and one day eventually I reach where I have to. So that's my
Anyone else?
Do we have any more questions?
Yes, over there, Sagar. Thank you.
Hi ma'am. So I am a reader and I've read your books and I wanted to know what got you into reading and how did you start writing books?
I was very lucky. I was born before Instagram. I'm actually writing a column about it because poor Gen Z, they're really, messed up. The younger girls in the office were showing me videos about Rajma and Chawal who have and they're running away. And some, they made these animated movies and this is what they watch. They call it brain rot if they watch it. So luckily I was born before all of this and there was nothing else to do but read, to be honest. And that's why that's all we could do. But today it's difficult for people and now even for me my attention span has become shorter. But luckily I have insomnia, so I read at 3 o'clock at night every day for an hour. And I tell myself that it's not so bad after all.
Thank you. So one advice for all these budding designers, fashion, interiors, I mean, the way the world is going in, it's moving so fast. And today you're here, tomorrow you're not there. So how would you advise them, like what steps they should take and how can they, take their careers forward?
Like I was telling you earlier, we are living in a dangerous time for creativity with AI and machine learning. But there is one thing that machines cannot do. They cannot replicate our creativity if we really put our mind to it. Now you must use machines. It's a tool to get your work faster. But if you let the machine do your thinking, your brain is going to get lazy. Just the way we don't remember phone numbers anymore, we will forget what it is to create. All our hope is now with you people. If your designs are authentic, if they're true, if they're really great, if you dream big, then you'll be able to defeat the machines and they won't take away your jobs. So the future of design, the future of creativity lies with you, and hopefully you all will put your heart, soul into that design, because a machine doesn't have a soul to put, and that is our only winning chance. So that is my appeal to you.
Thank you, ma'am. And now I'm just going to request you to come ahead for all the photos.
Recent times we see India on the global map, whether it is Prada showing Kolhapuri chapels, even our art and handicrafts we see being acknowledged for what we are. So I want to take this forward. Do you think interior of India will be on a global map as well?
I absolutely think that that is what is going to happen. We seem to be a source of constant inspiration. Prada took our chappals, they've introduced a chai perfume. Ralph Lauren took jhumkas, literally from Janpat, and they're putting it on the runway. And I think even with design, it's already there. So much of our architecture has been replicated over time in different ways. We are a nation that has a very rich history of craft and textile and architecture. I don't see why we won't be on the global market. Again, anything that uses, like I was just saying, there was a time when machine embroidery came into being, and we all said, hand embroidery would get wiped out, but it is not. It is in fact more valued today than ever before. So if we continue on this path where we really put our energy into our arts, crafts, into artisanal products, then we will stay ahead, and that is India's greatest strength.
Okay, I have a question. So nowadays your clients, may that be interior or fashion, they're already ready with a reference. We want this. So as a designer, how do you deal with such clients where you need to explain it to them, okay, what is good or what is not good as per the space as well?
If you're a new designer, just do what they're telling you. And this is my advice to everyone who's starting out. In a way, it's good to have a reference, because at least you know what is in their mind. Earlier, before Pinterest and all of that, people would explain this to you in words, but the words that they are using may not form the same image in your head. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. But yeah, you have to customize it to that space, to that person, and hopefully get them to trust you a little bit.
Alright, so ma'am, before coming to this session, you had a tour of institute and you saw a few installations. So anything about the installations, how were they, what you felt about it?
I'm giving marks, so I can't really divulge.
Okay, so you were asked about your favorites.
What I liked about some of the installations was the fact that they had a very strong narrative. You got to see the ideas behind it, not just the use of materials, but what they were trying to do. In some places, the installations and the product they were showcasing were both screaming for attention, and some they were showcasing the product. And I based my sort of assessment on that, on how successful those two sort of paradigm effects were.
Beautiful, thank you. Any more questions, anyone? Okay.
No, okay, yeah.
So, what's one personal, your interior style that you personally love?
It's been pretty fixed from a very long time. Like I said, I do very, very straightforward, straight-lined, foundational, I follow foundational design principles. And then I like to add a lot of whimsy in it. I like clashing patterns. I like a lot of art and craft. And I think my style is more eclectic, where I like to mix different sort of ideas from different cultures and then still make a cohesive statement, which I don't know how I do it. It just happens while you're doing it, but yeah. Sometimes you wonder if you'll reach that result, but you just have to have faith in yourself. And there are times when I say, I don't know whether it's actually interiors or writing. You will always second guess yourself. Self-doubt and self-belief live side by side. But you just have to, I tell myself, I've done this many times and I've succeeded and I'll succeed again. And one day you all will get there when you've had an entire backlog of successes and failures. You'll remind yourself the number of times you've succeeded, and that'll give you faith to go on.
Thank you.
Lovely insights. Anybody else?
Good afternoon, ma'am. It's such a pleasure to actually see you here. I mean, it's a dream come true for me. I'm from the Thane branch. My question is, Indians are talking about sustainability. So, as designers, how do we make our clients understand the importance of sustainability when we have to design their house? It could be just a small space or a larger space. So, what would be your idea on that?
I think we have to educate people with what we know. But at the end of the day, we still are people who are hired to do a job. And you have to fulfill both. You have to try and convince your client. But your job is not to be an environmental activist, which would be great. We just have to try and convince them. But if you can't, then you just have to go by their brief. Unfortunately, that's the only thing that makes commercial sense.
Any more questions, guys?
At the back, anybody? Did I see a hand?
What is your biggest dream?
Dream she loves.
I love dreaming. That's why I want to know, like my dream was to see you and I got to be here. So what's your biggest dream?
I'm at a phase in my life where I'm looking for new dreams. Let me put it that way.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, and one more thing I want to ask you, like I'm also a reader. You know, I read a lot of books, thrillers, mysteries, and how to get the kids to read today. I mean, they don't have imagination. I always tell them what I can imagine is completely different what you all see because you all already have the images. So, are you able to inspire your children?
I try very hard. I don't know if I'm succeeding, but I try very hard. It is difficult, and also we have to understand they live in a different world. Some of them, you know, if you see Gen Z or even Alpha, they are born with a machine in their hands. We were lucky, so we can't expect them to be like us, but we can expect them to be less dependent and control the machines and not let the machines control them.
Absolutely.
A last question, if we're taking any, or maybe we can proceed with the photos. Anyone with the last question? Or the oversharer again? How many questions you have?
Just one. Sorry. Books. So one fictional book that you can recommend to read, like really intense one.
Really intense one, okay.
There isn't any one book, but if you want to read something, it's going to be cumbersome. It's Kiran Desai's new book, The Loneliness of Sonia and Sunny. It's 800 pages, but almost 800 pages. But if you do manage to read that, I would say it's sort of life-changing.
I think we're ready for the photo session. Absolutely.
Guys, make some noise, please.
Everybody come past here. Give them a mic. Give a mic.
Why do you think you all won?
Come, no idea.
Others, please join and like you can sit
Why do you
ahead.
think you all have won?
Because of your idea.
All of you, please join. Sit down.
I think they won because they had to showcase a garment. It was a deconstructed garment, and when I went to their space, I felt that the installation complemented the design. I felt that they had used not just one design concept. There are 3 different panels at the back
with 3 different textures, and they had the addition of this pair of hands. It was a cohesive design. The garment and the design and the installation were both in sync with each other. The other installations were wonderful also, but I felt that this was the most cohesive one.
Okay, we are starting with pictures. We'll start with our directors. So Mamta ma'am and Vivek sir.
लाइट नीचे लो ना नीचे और नीचे चलेगा तुम्हारा नीचे नहीं छपेगा और नीचे लो ना अरे नीचे लो भाई नीचे लो ना अरे नीचे लो भाई तुम सुनते नहीं हो क्या इतना नीचे
Can we have all the senior faculty? Gurudhamchi ma'am, Vaswati Ganguly ma'am.
The next 20 meet line.
question so how was the experience overall
I've been with NIF Global for 12 years now, and I see new students every year. And for me, it's refreshing to see how new minds think. What are people imagining in the world of design? And as I said earlier, we are living in a time where creativity is in danger of being replaced by AI and by machine learning. And it's all these young people. They are hope. If their ideas are so radical and so original that a machine cannot replicate them, then we have a chance of winning. And these young students have the education and the capability of being able to bring about that change. And that is my hope for them.
12 years is a long time gap,
Yes.
Twinkle ma'am, and as you said that you were before AI and social media came in. So tab se ab tak how many changes have you seen being with NIF and overall in the whole industry?
We were discussing that and how we are trying to see that we do not shun what is happening in the world, but accept it, use the tools that we have to make our work better. And I think that is the way to go about it in this changing world.
So do you think the tools that we are talking about right now were properly used in the, all the things you saw today, like the art pieces which were made today?
I can't dissect that and tell you because I haven't seen their process, but some of the installations that I saw looked at a level which was, I would say, definitely superior, and I was very pleased to see that.
And how is the experience looking at these kids working as
like
hard
Gen
as you
Z's
work
new generation
at some
Gen
time?
Z's
Because times have changed, you work this hard at some time and these kids, they look up to you.
I love their energy, and I feel that we keep saying things about Gen Z, but they have a drive, they have an idea, they have a vision of the world which is so different and fresh from ours that it's worth listening to what they have to say as well.
Who better than Twinkle? Hi, Lydia.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Who better than Twinkle Khanna to give the insight to these children? How
Thank
did you
you.
find these children around? And where will they reach on par with fashion design?
Like I've said, I don't know anything about fashion, but what I saw, more than what I said, like I said, the installations were of a superior quality, but what I really liked was the thought behind it. There was a narrative. It wasn't, there was a girl who was, she made a dress which she made from plastic spoons and a garbage bag at the bottom. And it was a reflection of feminism as it is today. And I thought that was very interesting. So the stories behind designs are as important as the designs themselves.
Yeah, you are a staunch and a strong feminist. What is feminism to you in today's world? Women empowerment has always been there, as I know, being an old woman. What is the changes that you find now? We are striving for more and more.
It's a very long discussion and it should be a debate. I can't give you a shortcut answer, unfortunately. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.